Alright guys, I am Chris here with Marksman Shooting Sports. We are at the Iraq Veteran 8888 YouTuber shoot. I am here with Scott from Machine Gun Dad. We both brought out several machine guns. He brought out some really cool stuff, including this Ultimax, which we have found that not too many people here know what this is. They confuse it with an American M249 for some reason, but it is a very unique and interesting firearm with some interesting firing principles. And Scott is going to tell us a little bit more about this. If you want to go see more footage of this being fired, go check him out on Machine Gun Dad YouTube channel. Link will be down in the description. So Scott, go ahead and tell us what you have here.
This is my Ultimax 100 Mark II. The difference between Mark II and the Mark III. Mark II has a fixed barrel. There's no quick change barrel. And it has a different stock. This one, but it's an open bolt gun like most squad automatic weapons are. But when you look at it, it uses something that Jim Sullivan came up with called continuous recoil. If you notice from here to here, that's the receiver. So up inside this receiver is a huge op rod that the bolt sits on. The bolt is spring loaded, so when I drop the bolt, and you fire the gun, the bolt doesn't touch the back of the gun. So you get no recoil pulse going backwards. When the bolt goes forward, since it fires from an open bolt, the momentum from the bolt going forward, which would call it your forward recoil, is offset by the round going off. So the gun just hovers like in between two positions and just kind of rocks back and forth. This particular gun came out of Croatia. England, I helped import this gun. This was Croatian military. The serial number on this gun is 51. I'd say they're pretty rare in this country.
So they're exceedingly rare. About how many do you think exist here in the United States?
The company I work for, I think, imported about 20. There are quite a few that were part sets that were put together, but full guns. I don't think we got 10 out of Bond, so maybe 10. The other thing is the Ultimax uses its own proprietary 100-round drum, which if you see here, it has two little notches on the side, which the M16 magazine. So you have to modify your M16 magazines with those two little holes to make them actually fit. If they're modified, an M16 magazine, they'll run in the Mark II and the Mark III. So what's really nice is you get a proprietary 100-round drum saw. It cycles about 600 rounds a minute, and you could probably put on steel, if I was shooting off the bipod, we're shooting what here, 75 yards, I could put them all on the steel.
So I got to fire this, and the recoil impulse is insanely light. I mean, there is very little climb, very little recoil. Why did this not take off with countries like the United States for their squad automatic weapons?
Politics is a big part of it. The Singapore government, who pretty much runs the military industry, isn't real easy to deal with. The other problem was the company I worked for, the gentleman that was running the company at the time actually sent Mark IIIs to the Marine Corps, and their answer was at the time they wanted a belt-fed weapon, not a magazine-fed weapon. So.
Very cool. Well, thank you again for sharing this with us. If you want to learn more about this, go check out Scott's channel, Machine Gun Dad. Thanks, Scott.
All right, thanks, Chris.